So to now really get into the heart of the matter, Choose Africa. We are here with Xavier Chasserio, you're a VP for Development Guarantees for Financial Institutions, and we also have Fatimata Sissoko Sy, who is Regional Director for West Africa, joining us from Abidjan.
Bonjour Xavier.
Xavier, hello and welcome. I have a first question for you. In order to tackle the COVID-19 crisis, the AFD Group extended its range of offers with Choose Africa Resilience. Again, as we said earlier, it's an exceptional increase, 1 billion euros in addition to the previous amounts already given over to SMEs. So for VSEs and SMEs, was such aid essential? Thank you very much for having me here on your show. To answer your first question, you're exactly right. One of the main issues is having access to banking loans, and it is a major recurrent problem for SMEs. When you're a company and you're not familiar with how to draft your financial reports or come up with a solid business plan, because it's quite complex, this can make things quite challenging, and the health crisis on top of that made things even more difficult. So obviously we had lockdown measures, excessive lockdown measures that really hit SMEs quite hard, especially those businesses in hospitality, tourism or retail. That led to a number of cash flow problems for these companies, which meant that they had trouble paying off their employees or even their suppliers. So yes, given the fact that certain security nets, for example, short-time work solutions that we had here in Europe, but which were much less developed over in Africa, we felt that it was essential for us to come up with tools, contra-cyclical tools, as we call them, to come and help these SMEs. And one perfect example is the Choose Africa Resilience Guarantee. So for those who don't know Choose Africa Resilience, could you tell us a bit about it? So the Resilience, Choose Africa Resilience, is actually a number of different tools. First and foremost, the Choose Africa Resilience Guarantee that we just mentioned, and it's a guarantee which is for SMEs in Africa who were hard hit by the crisis. It is an emergency loan for, it's an 80% emergency loan for SMEs, and this loan can be paid back over 1 to 5 year schedules, and it covers up to 25% of turnover that the SME booked back in 2019. We also have another range of tools, contra-cyclical tools, as I mentioned earlier, but these are more for micro-enterprises. And these are micro-enterprises that we try and reach out to through microfinance institutions. So, for example, we came up with a guarantee for SMEs who need working capital requirements. So these are SMEs who need to cover costs for stocks, payables, receivables, working capital requirements, in short. So let's take a very tangible example of how to deal with the health crisis. Heading over to Senegal, Cofina is a partner of Proparco, and they are there to provide support to hard-hit companies.
Et nous avons rencontré de potentiels acheteurs. Certains même étaient sur le point de venir à Dakar dans les 20 jours qui ont suivi la conférence, mais tout a été arrêté par la pandémie. C'est ainsi que c'est dans ce contexte-là, effectivement, que l'arrivée de Proparco et de l'AFD est salutaire pour nous, puisque ça va nous permettre finalement d'avoir de la liquidité qu'on va réinjecter au sein des PME dans un contexte effectivement où c'était de plus en plus difficile pour eux d'accéder au crédit.
cet accompagnement-là nous a beaucoup aidé. Parce que, étant entendu que dès qu'il y a eu la pandémie, les fermetures de frontières, toutes les institutions financières ont quand même ralenti le pas.
Et en duplex depuis Abidjan.
Joining us now by satellite from Abidjan, we have Fatoumata. Again, just as a quick reminder, Regional Director for Paparco for the West Africa region. And as we just saw in that short video, pictures from Senegal, work with Cofina. But we have another example, Burkina Faso in Côte d'Ivoire. But what is most important in the field? Is it to be flexible? Yes, Ele, you are exactly right, and that short report was a perfect example. The crisis hit hard and fast. Business owners, like business owners for Senegris, they found themselves overnight with business completely drying up, and they had no growth avenues in the near future. So we had to sit down to support these companies by working with our partners, banks like Cofina and other microfinance institutions, investment funds, to provide concrete solutions, concrete support. Now that meant, for example, us having regular, ongoing communication with these companies and with our partners, everyone within our portfolio. And we also had to continue our awareness-raising work, because we need to ensure that these companies didn't let slide any of their environmental protection policies, social policies, governance policies, which often, in times of hardship, they become second-rank issues. And we also had to provide these companies with ways of dealing with the difficult situation of the crisis and to help them prepare for recovery. Now, also because of this ongoing, this continuous dialogue that we had with our customers, our partners, we were able to really work with them, and we're also able to update our own working methods. For example, we're able to provide payment schedule extensions, moratorium on payments. We're also able to reallocate funds for some of our customers, those who are hard hit by the crisis. We also provided additional financing to VSEs and SMEs so that they can continue on when they were running out of cash. In terms of other concrete examples, we signed an agreement with ASET Niger, another financial institution, and we signed that in April 2020, right in the heart of the crisis, so that we could help them help their customers, customers who were small business owners who work mostly in retail. Now, these are people who have a considerable impact on society, but they're also hard hit by the crisis and by lockdown measures. We also did some fantastic work with Cofina in Senegal, also in Côte d'Ivoire. And to give you more specific information, we really worked with SMEs who had limited access to classical financial institutions. And all of the instruments that we have, guarantees, loans, they meant that we could continue playing our role, an essential role as being supporters of business owners, those businesses who are hard hit by the crisis. And we could also drive financial inclusion. Thank you for that. Now, we'll hear from someone else now over in Burkina Faso, Robert Aimé Diallo, head of a business that was helped by Société Générale.
Nous avons des process en fait allégés qui nous permettent d'accompagner les PME efficacement. Et surtout dans ce contexte de crise marqué par la pandémie Covid-19, où nous avons été présents pour nos PME parce que nous avons accordé des reports d'échéance et décalé en fait les délais de paiement. Et nous avons surtout été proches avec eux, proches d'eux, parce que la proximité nous permet de savoir ce que vivent nos clients. Et en banque, il faut travailler dans l'anticipation avec le client. Donc ça nous a permis d'anticiper plusieurs situations.
So let's continue to hear more about the importance of agility during this health crisis. Fatoumata, can you tell us please about how things panned out in Côte d'Ivoire? Well, the local government acted very fast. They implemented a number of measures to able to contain and curb the spread of the health crisis. This was also done thanks to support from financial institutions like AFD with their initiative Santé en Commun, so shared health. And this was a key solution amongst all of the other schemes that were put in place at the time. In terms of the economic impact, the government also implemented a guarantee fund, a securities fund, to help and try and support a number of companies. In terms of Proparco, we had Choose Africa Resilience, and that was there to help those companies that were hard hit by the pandemic. And the aim of Choose Africa Resilience was for us to help our partners, our banks, microfinance institutions with whom we work, to continue to support business in Côte d'Ivoire. For that, we signed off a number of agreements. First and foremost, an agreement with Société Générale in Côte d'Ivoire. We also signed off an agreement with NSCA Bank. And we want to continue along that avenue forward. We have a number of agreements that are still in the works. We're finalizing those agreements and are ready to be signed off soon. Again, our aim is to ramp up our activity, to try and reach more business owners and to try and support more business owners to pull through the crisis and recover after the crisis. Thank you, Fatoumata, for your insight. So we will stay now in Abidjan, where we're going to head over to Aymeric Villebrun, who is with Société Générale and who was able to benefit from the Choose Africa Resilience Guarantee. Aymeric, can you hear us? Yes, I can hear you. Aymeric, what did the partnership with Proparco bring to you during the crisis when you were trying to help customers? Well, for us, the crisis was a multi-stage event. There was the first stage where we had to act urgently to provide urgent support to our customers, and then we had to build up resistance and resilience during the crisis. So we had to, for example, delay certain payment schedules for certain of our customers. And then we had to work on recovery. And we realized that acting alone, it was going to be hard for us to continue to support our customers through the recovery post-crisis. So for that, we turned towards our traditional partners like the government in Côte d'Ivoire, but also Proparco, who through Aries, Yuri's, Sunref products that we've used in the past, we've been able to support our SMEs. So Choose Africa Resilience that Proparco gave to us or offered to us is a fantastic way for us to pad out our full range of offers and help customers bounce back. Why is that? What did it really bring you? Well, we are a retail bank, and it's quite challenging when you have a customer who is facing difficulties to try and give them new money, as we call it. So the guarantee that we were able to sign off on with Proparco helped us share risk. And because we could share risk, we could take on more risk and reach out to those customers who were risky customers, people who really wouldn't normally have access to such guarantees, so that they could carry through the challenging stages of the crisis. And it meant that we could continue financing SMEs in Côte d'Ivoire. And here we're talking about 2 billion CFA francs. Aymeric, thank you very much for that. Xavier comments about that. Crisis, an exceptional crisis, exceptional tools. So Proparco, are you going to be carrying this on in the future? Yes, okay, so we have a number of traditional banking customers, and we've been able to work with them, and we actually looked at the conditions of our guarantees and tried to change things up. So, for example, we worked with SMEs to try and reschedule their payments, or we completely refinanced their loans. We also accepted the fact that we could reschedule some loans to some of our customers, especially when we talk about our financial institution clients. Thank you very much. We'll be heading back to Abidjan a little later. But here, Société Générale helped out Willy Raoul. Willy Raoul, can you hear us? Willy. Yes, I can hear you. Fantastic. Quick introduction. So you work in a business where you sell drinks and food to restaurants. Obviously, business was hard hit by the crisis, but you had support from Société Générale. They opened up the offer, Choose Africa Resilience. Tell us how it happened. Well, quite honestly, without that program, I would have had to shut up shop, like some of my friends who also work in this business. Last year, it was very challenging. 2020, well, we were down 61% in terms of turnover. But thanks to Choose Africa Resilience and the guarantee that we got from Société Générale, I was able to have a short-term loan. And what was quite unique about it was that it was fast-tracked. And really, without Société Générale, without the guarantee, my company would have gone under. Really, we lost 5 months, roughly, of turnover because of COVID. We had our orders going down, we had events being cancelled left, right and centre, restaurants closed down as well. My business came to a halt. And really, thanks to resilience, well, I'm hopefully going to be able to pull out of this. So you're quite optimistic for the end of the year, 2022? Well, I am quite optimistic. We have the government, financial actors who have really pitched in, and they have shown good faith, and they said that they're going to try and fuel VSEs like my own business. And while we won't be able to catch up for lost revenue, at least we have business on the horizon. And this business is going to kick off momentum, and that momentum gives us hope that we will be able to at least alleviate some of the main brunt that we have been feeling from this pandemic. So I look at my order book for end of December, and I have good hopes for the future. And I'm really quite happy of the work that we have with our partner, Société Générale, who's been supporting me through this. Willy Raoul, fantastic, thank you very much. Émeric, you can be proud of what has been done. Xavier, this is a tangible example, another example of a business that was saved. As Willy said, he would have gone under had it not been for your help. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a live show, so we have questions being sent in. Xavier, we have a man who runs a shop in Dakar, so how will they be able to bounce back and how will they get in touch with resilience? Senegal, we have 3 partners, banking partners with whom we work and who have access to Choose Africa Resilience, Cofina Bank, B6 and Société Générale. So if you're watching us right now, I really do recommend that you reach out to one of these 3 banks, knock on their door, and you will have access to the Choose Africa Resilience Guarantee. Xavier, thank you very much. Crystal clear, and thank you all to those who joined us by satellite. Well, I think we've all understood resilience is the key word here. And we can see that there are tangible results. Numerous companies have been able to access resilience.